smells. Yes, she's officially gone off the deep end, guys. I swear I'm not making it up. Look, Jeff Atwood has a blog post with the name on here. Actually, in the refactoring book that I was showing you earlier, there's a whole list of code smells, and Martin Fowler describes those as symptoms of a possibly worse problem down in your code. For me, smelling code or knowing that something smells a little off or that code might be stinky is more like an instinctive thing that you develop over time. So when I see some code, like from my lovely ex-student who's actually a brilliant genius, but you know, he was pretty young when he made this, I'm getting some stinky vibes from this code. There's a lot of member variables here. That's a sign that maybe this should be split up into multiple classes, so it's kind of like a smell that this class is doing too much. I'm seeing cluttered, dead code in here. I'm seeing this, this looks, this looks not very nice. So here's a very deep conditional, which is not good to see, very hard to read. Look at these, saving state in a whole bunch of little temporary variables, getting just bad vibes. So I want you to sort of, I know I'm not like explaining this super well, but I'm trying to show you about how my instinctive knowledge of these things is helping me determine whether or not I want to work on this code or not, which the answer is no. Now another thing that's going on here is you can see this is a very long method. So I've been scrolling for a good bit there until I hit that end curly. Where's the top of this thing? Whee! Alright, so we've got an on-draw method that lasts about 4 pages. That's pretty stinky. And then here's a nice list of these. Now this list actually comes from Martin Fowler's book. Look, Jeff over here has the stinky cheese, which looks delicious. Here are some smells. Comments, yes. Okay, so I agree with this. Comments, if there are too many comments, that's generally a bad sign because it's trying to cover over the fact that the code's not good. I personally think that no comments are the best number of comments because your code should be self-documenting. That's a little controversial, so you know, you might not want to go around saying that in your first job interview. But yeah, but too many comments are always thought to be bad. Long methods, long parameter lists. These are the easy ones. Conditional complexity, that's what we saw an example of here. This is conditional complexity. It's got many levels. It's coming out all over. Then there's some weirder named ones that Martin Fowler has, like speculative generality and, refused bequest. This one's about inheritance. If you inherit from a class but never use any of the inherited functionality, refused bequest. And there's a whole bunch of these. There are certain ones that are really obvious and that you guys can learn super easy. I'm going to show you how to do that. So these are your exercises. Now, my brilliant friend Llewellyn Falco made these and he called them Sparrow Decks. I'm just going to refresh because it didn't want to click the link for me. Okay, long lines. Okay, this is a PowerPoint. The reason that it's called Sparrow Deck is because the first example that Llewellyn has on his blog is to tell how you can tell the difference between two sparrows just by going through this process. Rather than talking about it, I'm going to actually do it. Do pay attention. So to get these working, you click on the link. That is a link to a PowerPoint that's uploaded on Llewellyn's Google Drive. Click on Open with Google Slides. Then it opens here. Present. Okay, these are all timed. So you need to press the play button down here. and you'll see how you do it. So this one is to tell the difference between whether these lines are too long or not. Short enough, too long, short enough, too long. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm seeing it, then I am verbalizing my answer. So it's very important that I'm saying out loud what I think the answer is, and then the right answer will come up. So if you go through all of these, you'll know you'll have learned the lesson that's in each of these Sparrow decks. So look at it, too long, say it out loud, then get the verification. You'll get them all wrong in the beginning because you're learning, and that's fine. But it's important. Say it out loud, and don't worry if you get them wrong, because by the end you'll be getting them right. These Sparrow decks are really quite magical. So the Sparrow decks are going to take you through a few smells, like clutter. That's when there's a lot of junk in your code that you don't need and you can't see the wood from the trees. Bad naming, when your names are not immediately intuitive, when the methods are too long, when you can spot duplication. These are super cool, so you got to go through each of these, and by the time you get to the end of the PowerPoint slides, you'll be able to on site, without reading the code, know whether it's clutter or not, know whether it's duplication or not. And the crazy thing is, I don't even know if there's that much Java in there, but it doesn't matter because you'll be able to tell across all programming languages to spot these things, to spot these code smells. That is your task. What else did I want to say? I don't think anything. That's it. Yep, I might be cutting this out. Okay, so those are Sparrow decks. If you want to find out more about Sparrow decks, Llewellyn gives a talk about it, and this is a link to that talk. Okay, by the end, you're going to have a really good sense of smell when it comes to code. Good luck.